Chapter 28. Now, like I said, if you are smart, you will obey all my laws. You will be the most high nation on the planet. Blessed is every city, country, womb, soil, cow, sheep, basket, bowl, comings, goings. The Lord will cut down your enemy. He'll bless your enemy by killing them quickly, because you are the holy people. Everyone else will fear you. You're gonna have good wombs and cattle and rain. You will be the head, not the tail. Now that is if you obey me, worship your one true God, me. If you don't, curse shall be your cities, country, basket, bowls. Well then, let's just say the stuff we just blessed. And on top of that cursedness, the Lord will let loose calamity, panic, and frustration, and everything you do. Wipe you out. Bring pestilence to your land, everything on it, and you. Consumption, fever, inflammation, burning heat, drought, a sky of copper, earth of iron, dust and places of rain. You shall become a horror to all, your carcasses being eaten by wild birds and beasts. I'll give you hemorrhoids, boils, scabs, and itch, chronic, madness, blindness, and depression. You will not prosper and be constantly abused and robbed. You buy a wife, someone else fuck her. Build a house, someone else live in it. Your grain, grapes, cattle, you lose it to someone else. Someone take your ass from under your ass. Flocks flock off, sons and daughters delivered to other people. Abused and downtrodden, on and on he goes, cursing up a fucking storm. You who don't obey my words suck and will suffer for not obeying. You will be wiped out, hungry, thirsty, naked, destitute. A nation what speaks a different language will fly down like an eagle, a ruthless nation, no regard, no mercy. It will devour all like you. It will devour all like you devour your enemy. You have no grain, wine, oil, or baked cows. Flocks won't lay eggs. Your town walls will fall. You will eat your children. A mother will eat her baby and the afterbirth in secret so she don't have to share. The Lord will send plagues like in Egypt. Patent numbers can be seen and manifest of the secret weapons of the war of the world. And if you think your narrator is going around in circles, half of the details have been taken out. The Torah is a tedious set of rules for desert tent dwellers with cattle, herds, and flocks, slaves, and genocide highlights. Moses leaves nothing out, thus making it easy to say afterwards, "Look, what a prophet he was. He got so many things right." If there is only ever war, then history will go on repeating itself. Any asshole can figure out what is going to happen by looking at what is happening. You better obey. And the Lord will invent new diseases and plagues to bring against you that we don't get down in this book. Patents pending. Mostly because with war taking all resources, there was no one taking time out to learn anything about caring for life's ailments. God's wrath, they called it. Some still do. Never mind cures, or based on reality prevention, condoms. God forbid we take from the tree of knowledge. The Lord will enjoy making you suffer and die. Scattered you around, no peace, no rest, always in terror, constant dread. You will try to sell yourself as slaves and no one will buy you. This is the deal if you do not obey me. So, it's a horror story. Now, this chapter is a real good reminder of how horrible things are if you do not obey. Now, it doesn't really matter who you obey, long as it is the, I was going to say aristocracy, but that's not the right word. But it's close enough, actually. You obey what the rich people tell you to obey, and that even includes your television. The television is your Lord these days. Obey the square God, your God, the television God, who feeds you a bunch of bullshit. Just like it would be better to read the Torah than to watch television. That's how bad television is. Television is raping your mind. I didn't want to talk about television, but you should kill your television. Especially now that we have internet and you can choose what you watch. course, there's just as much shit on the internet, but there's lots of other things like porno. No. Well, then, yeah. There is no prophecy really in the book of Torah with Moses. He just says, if you're bad things will happen. But when it turns out actually that diseases are caused by things like viruses and bacteria. And we know that now, thanks to the Muslims who weren't afraid of medicine. And scientists, what we have now, the last 500 years or so, we've actually been making a little bit of progress, and probably more progress in the last 500 years than ever in our history, including the last million. So don't slag science. Science makes mistakes, but so does medicine. And the biggest problem with medicine these days is the pharmaceutical companies. I don't want to mention Pfizer as being the worst, because there might be others, but they are horrible. They're evil. The pharmaceutical companies are not looking out for your children when they tell you to put them on drugs. Do not put your children on drugs. Half the fucking kids in North America are on drugs because they're neurotic. Well, give them something to do in school instead of sitting on their ass and learning shit that doesn't help them with anything, because the school system is fucked up since the last 30 or 40 years. The American school system is designed to keep people stupid, so of course the kids are going to freak out. They don't know why they're being taught to be stupid. Okay?